Jesuit Cardinal. Number 7, Alexa Brown. Number 8, Sydney Overton. Number 11, Allegra Shippey. Number 12, Julie Henderson. Number 13, Samantha Overton. Number 15, Patty Caston. Number 18, Emily Blank. Number 23, Katie Campbell. And number 24, Emma Schleicher. Starting tonight for the Cardinal, 5'10" junior from Sydney, Ohio. Number 2, Andrea Toby. A 5'6" sophomore from Norwalk, Ohio. Number 3, Abby Hoffman. A 5'9" junior from Findlay, Ohio. Number 5, Casey Cooper. From Western Ohio. Number 6, Haley Kendall. A 6' sophomore from Toledo, Ohio. Number 9, Maddie Smith. A 6'1" freshman from Toledo, Ohio. Number 25, Lauren Graves. And Libero for the Cardinal. The 5'8" senior from Sydney, Ohio. Number 10, Jessica Toby. The Cardinal coached by Christy Benner, assisted by Matt Benner, and graduate assistant Melissa Ware. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here they are, your University of Findlay Oilers. Number 1, Lindsay Worth. Number 2, Madeline McCabe. Number 5, Mackenzie Lauder. Number 7, Megan Wendell. Number 8, Erica Rhodes. Number 9, Abby Notterman. Number 11, Hannah Tong. Number 13, Allison Duncan. Number 14, Shelby Rondell. Number 15, Courtney Hall. Number 16, Mallory Kay. And number 20, Aaron Gilbert. Starting tonight for the Oilers, the 5'11" freshman from Malone, Wisconsin. Number 3, Haley Olson. A 5'9" redshirt freshman from Versailles, Ohio. Number 6, Amanda Winter. A 5'6" freshman from New River, Ohio. Number 10, Kara Sherker. A 6'2" senior from Dover, Ohio. And Week 9 KX South Player of the Week. Number 12, Julie Ryan. A 6'1" redshirt sophomore from Crestline, Ohio. Number 17, Nikayla Garber. A 5'11" senior from Denver, Colorado. Number 18, Erica Rhodes. And the girl for the Oilers, the 5'4" senior from East New York. Number 4, Becca Shoemaker. The Oilers are coached by Whitwell Chagall, assisted by Amy Coker and Scott Monroe, and graduate assistant Matt Cox. Your visitors for the game, Matt Tony Stone and Mike Mullen. Your line president, Laura Wojciechowski and Leah Bird. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's play volleyball.
Okay, Oiler Nation, here we go. The Oilers are just about ready to set off against Wheeling Jesuit. Jesuit coming off of a, looks like a loss, and they are 27-3 on the year. With an I'm sorry, they are not coming off of a loss this year. With an unblemished 14-0 record in the Mountain East Conference of Play, junior Casey Kruick is leading the WJU in kills with 268 on the season. She has also collected 318 digs, over 40 blocks, and 14 aces. And she's not the only one out there who's impressive out for Wheeling Jesuit. Junior Andrea Toby has collected over 1,000 assists this season to go along with over 260 digs, while her sister Jessica leads the Cardinals with over 400 digs. We're just about set to get this one underway. And it looks like a quick switch between number 17 and number 4 for the Oilers, Nikayla Garverick and Becca Shoemaker. Before we get started, our officials making sure everything is set, and we're just about ready to set off. All right, and we're set off. Number 9 is going to send that one over, but that is promptly blocked by number 12, Julie Lyons, and it's going to be served back to number 10, Kara Sugar for the Oilers. She's going to set up here for the serve. She readies her shot. Up and over. It's number 3 for Wheeling. Abby Moffitt sends it back over. And our libero, Kara Sugar. I apologize, not Kara Sugar. Becca Shoemaker. Not quite enough. underneath that to send that one back over, and it's going to go out of bounds. Wheeling Jesuit ball. Number 13, Samantha Obringer sends it back for Wheeling Jesuit. Number 10 dives onto the floor. Number 6 for the Oilers sends it over, and it looks like Samantha Obringer is just not quite there soon enough. Julie Lyons back to serve for the Oilers now. Lines up her shot and sends it over to the libero for Wheeling Jesuit. Sends it over for number 6 there, Haley Kendall, and it's going to be right on the line, so it's going to be point Oilers. Julie Lyons sends it over for the Oilers to number 13, Samantha Obringer, who sends it back over to number 6, Haley Kendall. Number 18 is going to try and send that over, Andrea Roach, but just not enough. It goes into the net, and it's going to be point Wheeling Jesuit. Number 2 for Wheeling Jesuit, Andrea Thobe. Sets it up to number 10, Jessica Toby, her sister. And it ball is going to go out of bounds off the hands of Haley Olson. It's a loud one here in the Croy tonight. Score's all tied up 3-3. And Wheeling Jesuit's going to have the ball to serve. Number 2 sends it over. Andrea Toby. Sliding dig by number 10, Kara Sugar for the Oilers. It's going to be set up by Becca Shoemaker, who's looks like number 17, Nikayla Garverick, is going to send that one over for the Oilers. We take a 1-point lead here with a minute 15. Madeline McCabe sends it over for the Oilers. A nice floater to Toby. Number 5 for Wheeling sends it over, Casey Kruicki. Number 6, Amanda Winder sends that over for the Oilers. And that one's going to go up into the air. Almost hits the flag there. And that's going to be point Oilers. With the block, that one's going to go out of bounds. Michaela Winter with the block there. Madeline McCabe sends it over for the Oilers. To Toby. It's going to get blocked by Nikayla Garverick, but it's going to be point to the Cardinals. Number 10, Jessica Toby's going to be set back to serve for the Cardinals. She sends that over. Number 10 bumps that over. Kara Sugar sends it to number 6, Amanda Winter, but she passes that over to Shoemaker, who just couldn't get there soon enough. Toby sends it back. Sets that one up to number 3, and number 6 is going to send that one over for the Oilers. But she's going to get the point there, as they couldn't send that one back over. The Cardinals just not enough underneath it. Amanda Winter back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over. Sets it up for the Cardinals. Number 26 sends that over for the Cardinals. Back over to number 11 for the Oilers. And Nikayla Garverick's going to send that over. Point to the Oilers. Oilers now have a 7-5 lead over the Cardinals. Amanda Winter again back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over. And it's going to be out of bounds. Point to the Cardinals. A substitution for the Cardinals. Number 13 out for number 9. It's going to be Maddie Smith in for the Cardinals. And the Oilers are going to substitute Amanda Winter for, looks like number 7, Megan Wendell. Number 5 sends that over for the Oilers. Who's going to send that over to Shoemaker. And her pass is sent over by Hannah Tong. Wheeling Jesuit sends that over, and just not enough underneath it for Amanda Winter. Number 5 for the Cardinals sends that over. Set up for number 3, Haley Olson. And a block by Nikayla Garverick sends that one under the stands. Number 9, Maddie Smith dives into the crowd but wasn't quite there soon enough. Becca Shoemaker back to serve for the Oilers. Sends that over to Toby for the Cardinals, and that's going to be blocked by Nikayla Roach. A combination block between Nikayla Roach and it looked like Hannah Tong as well. Very dominant force around the net. At just about any time, their height is very very demanding. And we're going to take a quick timeout, and about a minute timeout here, and we're back here in the Croy, and Becca Shoemaker is back to serve for the Oilers, number 4. Her serve is up and over to Toby for the Wheeling Jesuit. Becca Shoemaker passes that over to number 7, Megan Wendell. And Becca's pass is going to be knocked out of bounds. Point go to the Cardinals. We're down by 1 here. 9-8 is your score in the first set. Number 24 for Wheeling, Emma Schluver, sends that over. And a pass from Wendell is good to number 3, Haley Olson, who sends that over to Wheeling Jesuit. And Wheeling Jesuit sends it over to Wendell, and she just couldn't get there soon enough. Point goes to Wheeling Jesuit. We're all tied up now. Number 24 again back to serve. And her serve goes into the net. Point to the Oilers. Madeline McCabe out for the Oilers. Andrea Roach in the front court. Number 3, Haley Olson back to serve for the Oilers. Sends that over to number 3 for Wheeling Jesuit. Number 2 passes to number 9, who gets blocked by Andrea Roach. And Andrea Roach gets another serve along with Tong. Just a dominant force around that net just about any game. It's a force to be reckoned with. Anyone in the Findlay area knows that. Holson's serve over to Wheeling Jesuit. Pass to number 2 to number 25. Sends it over to Wendell for the Oilers. And Julie Lyons is going to send that over. And number 24 just couldn't handle it. And she's going to send that one into the net. 12-9 is the score here as we start to pull away here. Haley Olson back again to serve. Her serve is up. And it's going to be a strong one into number 5, and she hits that back to number 24. Number 5 sends that over to Shoemaker. Pass up to Olson to Andrea Roach, who sends it over to Toby for Wheeling Jesuit. And the block just wasn't enough between Lyons and Tong. Point goes to Wheeling Jesuit as it falls to their feet. Quick substitution for the Oilers. Looks like number 3, Abby Moffitt, is in the backcourt. And number 25, Lauren Graves, is back to serve. Her serve goes to Shoemaker, who passes it to Olson. And Hannah Tong sends it over just along the baseline, and Moffitt wasn't there soon enough. Point goes to the Oilers. Number 10, Kara Sugar, back to serve now for the Oilers. She aims her shot. Her serve is up and over. To number 3, Moffitt. Moffitt's going to pass it to number 2. Number 2 sends that over to number 9, and Andrea Roach sends that up for Haley Olson, who sets up number 6, Winner, whose serve gets blocked by number 6 for the Cardinals. 13-11 your score. Number 13, Samantha Obringer to serve for the Cardinals now. Her serve is up and over. She looks like Winner. Winner sends her pass to Olsen. Olsen passes it to Winner, who sends it over and back over to Shoemaker. Andrea Roach sends it over to Toby. Number 2 sets up 6, but Shoemaker is there, and Julie Lyons is going to send it over from a beautiful pass from Shoemaker. She sends that run right over to the net, and it falls to the feet of Toby. Julie Lyons back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up, and it's over, but it's going to be, looks like, out of bounds. Point to go to the Cardinals. Moffitt is coming out for, looks like, number 24, Emma Sliker. Number 2, Andrea Toby back to serve. Her serve goes to Shoemaker, who spins around and hits it to Olsen. Olsen sends it over to number 24 for the Cardinals. Pass it to number 25. And number 25 for the Cardinals hits it just short of Shoemaker, and she couldn't get there soon enough. Point to the Cardinals. 14-13 your score as the Cardinals inch closer now to the Oilers. Number 2, Andrea Toby sends it over to Haley Olsen. And it looks like Nikayla Garverick is going to send that over to number 5, and that's going to be blocked by Nikayla. Goes out of bounds, point Cardinals. Tells you such a strong block she has. If her block is going out of bounds on the other side, maybe she should take off some. Number 2, again, Toby to serve for the Cardinals, who sends it over to Winner. Winner's pass to Olsen, who passes it to Roche, who sends it over to Cardinals. Toby sends that over to Shoemaker, whose pass goes to Roach, and it's going to be off of the hand of number 2, Andrea Toby. Andrea Reynolds gets that point. 15-14 the score. Madeline McCabe back to serve now for the Oilers. Her serve is up, and it's a little floater over to number 13, who slides into it, passes to number 5, back over to Winner. Winner sends it, Winner with the point there. The pass was from Kara Scherger. 16-14 your score. Madeline McCabe back to serve. It's up and over to number 13, off of the hand of Samantha Obringer as it goes out of bounds. 17-14. Madeline McCabe once again back to serve. Lines up her shot. Her serve is over, and it's off the net to Obringer. Obringer passes to number 2, Andrea Toby. Toby goes, sends it over. Looks like it was a pass from Winner to Olsen. Olsen with the point there, 18-14. Your score here in the Croy. Madeline McCabe again back to serve. Sends it over for the Oilers to Obringer. Obringer's pass to Andrea Toby. Sends it up to number 6, Haley Kendall, and it's going to be point Cardinal. The other Toby's sister, Jessica Toby, back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve dove on by Shoemaker, who sends it over to Olsen. Olsen's pass to Winner is sent over into the hands of number 25, who sends it off the net, and it's going to be point Oilers. And Hannah Tong in for number 10, Kara Scherger. Number 6, Winner in to serve it for the Oilers. The Croy is starting to fill up here pretty quickly now as the game goes on. Winner sends that over. Madeline McCabe gets that pass back over. And Nikayla Garbrick is going to shoot a bullet across the court. Point Oilers, rather. 20-15 your score. Only a 5-point difference between that win and the first set for the Oilers. Number 6, Amanda Winner to serve. Serve goes a little off the net, but Toby sends that over for the Cardinals to Shoemaker. Olsen's going to pass it back to Winner. Amanda Winner with the point. And it looks like the Oilers are going to take a quick timeout here, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout here as well.
Underwriting provided by Heavenly Pizza, 1404 North Main Street, Findlay. 419-423-7494. UF students get 10% off with ID.
Hi, I'm John LaRich with LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Findlay. I'd like to invite you to our state-of-the-art dealership. We sell new and used vehicles. We service all makes and models. We have a body shop, parts and accessories center, as well as a full detail shop. The best news is we're located just a couple of blocks from the University of Findlay. You've got a friend in the car business. That's LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac, downtown Findlay, proudly invested in your community. That's larichcars.com.
All right, and welcome back into the Croy as your Oilers have the lead 21-15. Amanda Winter back to serve for the Oilers. She's going to send it over to number 13, Obringer. Obringer is going to pass it to number 25, who's going to send that over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it to Tong, who promptly passes that over the net to number 2 for the Cardinals. And Hannah Tong just tips it over the net. Point Oilers. Winner, again, back to serve for the Oilers. Sends it over to Toby. Toby passes it to her sister, who sends that over to number 24, Schluscher. And it's going to be a point to the Cardinals. Oilers substitution, number 7, Megan Wendell, in for, looks like it was Winner. Number 5 back to serve for the Cardinals. And her serve is going to go out of bounds. Point Oilers, 23-16, only 2 points away from a victory in the first set here for the Oilers. Shoemaker back to serve. Her serve is up and over. Sends it to Toby. Toby passes to number 2. Number 24 sets that over to Madeline McCabe, and her set is going to go out of bounds. Point goes to the Cardinals. Number 24 back to serve for the Cardinals. Sends it over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it to Haley Olsen. And Julie Lyons, is going to get the point there. Send that into the back corner. Madeline McCabe out for Maddie Roach. And it's set point here in Croy for the last set. Haley Olsen sends that over for the Oilers. Number 5 passes to number 25. Number 25 sends it to number 2. Number 9 sends that over to Wendell for the Oilers. Haley Olsen passes it to Roach, who passes it back to Wendell. And looks like Hannah Tong gets the kill for the game. That's going to do it for the first set, 25-17, the final for the first set here in the Croy. And just a dominant performance here in the Croy by the Oilers in that first set. And looks like just a dominant performance on the net by Julie Lyons and Hannah Tong tonight. They definitely proved why they're playing in that position. They can get up and block the ball just about on any offensive attack that the Cardinals have been pushing at them so far in the first set. Along with Madeline McCabe, who's just been a pretty good offensive threat with Shoemaker in the background alongside Haley Olsen. They are quite the dynamic pair, or trio rather.
Underwriting provided by Heavenly Pizza, 1404 North Main Street, Findlay, 419-423-7494.
At Cakes for Heaven's Sake, come in for a sweet escape from your busy life. Cakes for Heaven's Sake, where we specialize in custom cakes for all occasions, mouth-watering cupcakes, cookies, candies, and more. We can also provide the do-it-yourself baker with the supplies to make their own sweet creation. Stop by today for a ready-made sweet treat or to place an order for your special occasion. When you order from Cakes for Heaven's Sake, your order is designed with the help of our staff with you and your special occasion in mind. Your ideas designed for your personality, budget, and taste. Then it's baked to order for your special day. We are a locally owned and family operated business. We are here to give inspiration to your special occasion, whether for one, hundreds, or thousands. Cakes for Heaven's Sake, where the cakes speak for themselves. 1201 North Main Street, Findlay, across the street from the University of Findlay Kaler Center.
Welcome to the Findlay Hancock County Public Library. Our library has one of the area's finest collections of fiction titles, popular non-fiction titles. We have a huge children's department as well as teen department, which may be of interest to education students at the school. We have a really large ebook collection, close to 60,000 titles now. Those
Number
are accessible
25,
easily through
Lauren
our
Graves
website.
sends it over for the Cardinals as they get the first
audiovisual.
serve. And it looks like number 6, Amanda Winter, comes out firing early as she gets the point. Oilers go up 1-0. Julie Lyons back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over to Toby. Toby passes it to number 2. Number 2 sends it over to Kara Scherger. Scherger's pass to, looks like number 18. Andrea Roach gets the point there. Julie Lyons once again back to serve for the Oilers. She sends it over. Passes to number 3, Moffitt for the Cardinals. And she's going to get the ace on that one. Moffitt didn't know what to do with that one. She just kind of batted it down and hoped for the best. Julie Lyons sends it up. It's over. And it's going to go into the net. Point go to the Cardinals. 3-1 your score here in the second set. Cardinals substitution, number 13, Samantha Obringer for number 9, Maddie Smith. And Obringer is going to be back to serve for the Oilers. Or, sorry, the Cardinals, rather. And she's going to send that over to Kara Scherger. Scherger's going to pass it to Olsen. And Michaela Garbrick sends a beam over to the head of Toby, who just wasn't ready for it. Andrea Roach is going to come out, and Madeline McCabe is going to go back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over to Toby, who passes it to her sister, who passes to number 6, Haley Kendall. And she's going to send that one right into the hands of Michaela Garbrick, who's going to send that right back over to the Cardinals side as the Oilers take a 5-1 lead. Madeline McCabe again back to serve. She sends that one over to Obringer. Obringer passes it to Toby. Toby passes to number 5, Casey Kruicki. And it's going to get blocked by Haley Olsen as the Oilers take a 6-1 lead. Maddie McCabe again back to serve. Her serve is up and over. Obringer passes it to Toby. Toby's going to pass it to number 6, Haley Kendall, and she's going to get the point in the backcourt. A quick substitution for the Cardinals. Number 3, Moffitt, out for, looks like number 24. And Michaela Garbrick, another point here in the second set as she sends a beam over and fell to the feet of Toby. She just wasn't ready for it. Number 6, Amanda Winter back to serve for the Oilers. She's going to send it over to Toby. Toby passes it to her sister, who passes number 6, Haley Kendall, who's going to hit it off the hand of, looks like, Winter. Point go to the Cardinals. Megan Wendell in for Winter. Toby sends it over for the Cardinals to Garbrick, who's going to pass it to Hannah Tong, who sends it over to Obringer. Number 5 sends it over for the Cardinals. And Garbrick tips it over, but it goes right into the net. Wasn't enough behind it to get it over. Point go to the Cardinals. Toby sends it over for the Cardinals to Hannah Tong, and Garbrick sends it over into the net, but Haley Olsen's there to save it. She sends it over to Madeline McCabe, who dives on it and sends it over to the Cardinals, and it's going to be off the hand of number 24. And it's going to be point Oilers as it goes out of bounds. 8-4 lead here in the Croy. And there's going to be a timeout here by the Cardinals. So I suppose we're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout as well here, but make sure you guys stay tuned for all your UF Sport Oiler needs. Okay, and we are back here in the Croy after that quick timeout by the Cardinals. The Oilers have an 8-4 lead here in the second set. Shoemaker is back to serve for the Oilers. She lines up her serve. It's up, and it's over. To number 5 for the Cardinals. Number 2 sets up number 25, Lauren Graves, and that's going to be point Cardinals. A substitution for the Cardinals. Number 9, Maddie Smith, in for number 13, Samantha Obringer. Number 5, Casey Cricky to serve for the Cardinals. She's going to serve it over to Hannah Tong, and she gets the spike, or I'm sorry, the kill rather. 9-5 your score here in the Croy. Haley Olsen to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over. It's Kricki. Kricki's pass to number 9 is just short, and Andrea Roach is going to send that one over for the Oilers. 10-5 lead for the Oilers now. Haley Olsen again back to serve. Her serve to Kricki is passed to Toby. Toby sends it over to number 25, Graves, who sends it over for the Cardinals. And it's going to go into the net, right over the net, and it looks like it was Tong with the block there. 11-5, Oiler lead. Haley Olsen rather, back to serve. She sets up, and her serve is up and over. To number 5, Kricki. Pass it to Toby. Toby passes to number 9 for the Cardinals, who sends it over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it to Wendell. Wendell passes it back to Shoemaker after she gets up off the ground and sends it over. Wendell with the dig to Olsen. Olsen passes to Shoemaker. Shoemaker sends it over to number 24 for the Cardinals. Number 9 passes it over, and Shoemaker with the diving attempt. She wasn't quite there. She rolls across the ground. 11-6, Oiler lead. Number 24 back to serve for the Cardinals. She sends it to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it to Olsen. Olsen to Lyons. Lyons sends it over into the net for the Cardinals. Toby keeps it alive. Passes it over to number 24, and it looks like it's going to be a line violation. Point Oilers. – 12-6, Oiler lead. Amanda Winter back to serve for the Oilers. But a quick substitution for the Cardinals. Number 24 out for Abby Moffitt. Winter back to serve. Her serve is up and over. To Kricki. Kricki passes to Toby. Toby to number 9. Number 9 passes over to Winter, and she's there for it. Sends it over, point to the Cardinals, as her serve over goes out of bounds. Number 25, Lauren Graves, to serve for the Cardinals. Number 10, Kara Scherger, sends it over for the for the Oilers rather. Passes to Andrea Roach, who gets the point for the Oilers. 13-17 your score here in the Croy. In the second set, Lions to serve for the Oilers. To Kricki. Kricki's pass goes into the net. Toby keeps it alive, who passes it back to number 9 over to Garverick. And Garverick's going to nick it over the net, and she's going to go ahead and get that point as we've got a 7-point lead here in the Croy. A substitution for the Cardinals. Looks like it's number 8, Sydney Obringer. Julie Lyons sends it over for the Oilers. She sends it to number 2, who's going to send that right over for the Cardinals, and they're going to score on that attempt. And another substitution for the Cardinals. And it looks like Obringer in for Obringer as the sisters sub for one another. Samantha to serve. She sends that one to Kara Scherger. Kara passes to Haley Olsen, and Andrea Roach gets a beautiful setup by Olsen, and Olsen is going, or rather, Andrea Roach is going to send that over with a bullet. Looks like it was Shoemaker to sub in for the Oilers. Madeline McCabe to serve for the Oilers. Pass that over to Obringer. Obringer passes to Toby. Kricki gets blocked by Garverick. Just a dominant force there by the net, and it's going to be a timeout by the Cardinals as they try to regroup. 16-8 your score here in the Croy. The Cardinals are going to have to figure out something to do with this Andrea Roach has been pointing up quite a few tonight, as well as Julie Lyons and Garverick down there just blocking just about every shot that they throw at them. And if they can keep that up, I foresee the Cardinals having a pretty difficult time with coming back from that 8-point lead that the Oilers are holding on to right now. Coach is down there giving a pep talk, telling them to keep within the line, it seems, because they're getting a little loose on where they're putting the ball, in my opinion. They're going to go ahead and break it down with 30 seconds left here in that quick timeout. As the Cardinals still try to regroup. They're going to keep the same set on the floor for the Oilers, and Madeline McCabe is going to be back to serve. A few last pointers from Coach to Haley Olson. Cardinals taking that entire timeout. It seems like the Oilers are sitting exactly where they want to be with a one-game lead in this set so far, or in the matchup so far. And we're just about ready to get this all settled back in here in the Croy. 16-8 again is your lead. Cardinals are breaking it down, heading on out into the floor. And we're all set here. Madeline McCabe back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over to number 13, Obringer. Obringer passes to Toby, and Toby's going to pass that to Kendall for the Cardinals. And it's going to be point Cardinals, 16-9 your score. Substitution, Moffitt out for number 24, Emma Schleicher. Number 2, Andrea Toby back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up, and it's over. Scherger with the pass to Olsen. Olsen passes it to Garverick, and it's going to be blocked by number 6 for the Cardinals. Point goes to Cardinals. 6-point lead here in the Croy. Toby, again, back to serve. Her serve is up, and it's going to be, again, to Winner. Winner sends it over, and she's going to be just within that line as the Oilers score on a close one. Hannah Tong in for Winner. Scherger, rather. Amanda Winner back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up to Toby. Toby passes her to her sister. And she's going to pass that over to number 6, Haley Kendall. Kendall with the point. And the substitution, Kendall out for number 25, Lauren Graves. And the Oilers are going to also have a substitution. Megan Wendell in for number 6, Winner. Toby back to serve for the Cardinals. Shoemaker sets up Olsen. And it looks going to be a line violation against Shoemaker there, point Cardinals. Toby back to serve for the Cardinals, rather. Olsen sets up Tong, who gets blocked by number 25, Obringer, who sets up Cricky. And it's going to be right in between Shoemaker and Megan Wendell as they both look at each other. They didn't quite know who was supposed to get that one as it falls in between them. 4-point lead for the Cardinals, or for the Oilers now. Haley Olsen sets up Garverick. Garverick's going to send that over to the Cardinals. Number 5 is going to send that back over to the Oilers to Wendell. Olsen's going to set up Tong, who sends it over for the Oilers. To number 5, Kuricky. Kuricky sends it over, nearly blocked by Garverick. Garverick sends it over. A little bit of confusion between Shoemaker and Garverick. And Lyons and Tong weren't communicating on that one. Went in between both of their hands, and neither of them come up with the block. Point goes to the Cardinals. It's getting pretty rowdy in here as there's only a 3-point lead here in the second set. Toby sends it over to Wendell. Wendell passes it to Tong, who gets blocked. Shoemaker keeps it alive. Wendell keeps it alive for the Oilers. Haley Olsen sets up Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes to Tong. Tong's going to go out of bounds. Point Cardinals. 17-15 your score as the Oilers lose a dominating lead as they shorten that lead up to 2.
Earth Velocity produces premium wellness and skincare products that are 100% plant-based. In every part of the process, we use environmentally sustainable methods because in order for the earth to keep us healthy, we have to keep the earth healthy. The plant kingdom provides us with powerful natural oils that activate our body's ability to heal itself.
And we're back here in the Croy. Toby sends it over for the Cardinals, who sets up Wendell with the pass. Garver keeps it alive. She passes to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it to Tong. Tong sends it over for the Oilers to Obringer. Wendell keeps it alive with the pass to Olsen, and Tong is going to send that one over. Point. Oilers 18-15 the score here in the Croy. Shoemaker is back to serve. It's a close game here on this Veterans Day volleyball evening. And it looks like the Cardinals just weren't ready for that one from Shoemaker. Obringer falls to the floor with the retaliation. And Tong is going to send that one back over to the Cardinals. Krewicki is going to set up number 25, who's going to pass it to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it over to Olsen, who sets up Garverick. And it looks like it's going to be off the hands of Obringer. Hannah Tong sends that one over. Point goes to the Oilers with a 4-point lead here in the Croy. Shoemaker once again back to serve for the Oilers. Shoemaker's serve goes into the net, and it's going to be point Cardinals. Number 5 for the Cardinals, Krewicki, is going to be serving, and a substitution, number 8, Sydney Obringer, is in for number 13, Samantha Obringer. Krewicki sends it over for the Cardinals. Wendell sets up Olsen. Olsen passes it to Hannah Tong, off the hands of Toby, and it's going to be point Oilers 2016. Andrea Roach is in for Madeline McCabe for the Oilers. Haley Olsen back to serve for the Oilers now. Her serve is up, and it's over. Her serve to Krewicki, who sets up number 2, who sends it back over to the Oilers, and it's going to be looks like a violation against the Oilers. Point go to the Cardinals. A 3-point lead, 2017 your score here in the Croy. Number 25, Emma Schleicher, serves for the Cardinals to Wendell, who serves up to Olsen. Tong sends it over. Toby keeps it alive for the Cardinals to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes to Olsen, who sends it over to Andrea Roach, and Toby is there to save the ball, keep it alive. Obringer sends it over for the Cardinals to Shoemaker. And it looks like Julie Lyons is going to set up Hannah Tong with just a bullet into the back corner right past Toby. And Hannah Tongs is going to come out of the game. Amanda Winter's going to come in. And it looks like Kara Scherger as well into the game. And she's going to be back to serve for the Oilers, who sends it over. And it's going to be set up by Obringer. Obringer sets it over to, looks like Amanda Winter. And Winter passes it over to Olsen, who's just right out of bounds. 21-18 your score here. Number 25, Lauren Graves, to serve for the Cardinals, who sends it over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it to Olsen. Olsen sets up Julie Lyons, and she's going to get the point. 22-18. Only 3 points separate the Oilers from a victory here in the second set. Julie Lyons back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over to Krewicki. Krewicki sends it over to Toby. Toby sends it over to Scherger for the Oilers, who sends it over to Toby. Scherger sets up Olsen, and it's going to be Amanda Winter sending it over for the Oilers. And number 8, Obringer, gets blocked by, it looks like Andrea Roach, but Julie Lyons keeps that ball alive. Sent over by the Oilers. Obringer sends it over for the Cardinals, and it's going to be off the hand of Andrea Toby as it flies out of bounds. Michaela Carverick gets the point on that one. 23-18 the score. Julie Lyons once again back to serve. Julie Lyons serve to Toby, who passed it to her sister, and Julie Lyons is going to get the dig. Couldn't quite get there soon enough. Point goes to the Cardinals, and it looks like Julie Lyons is going to come out, and it looks like Kara Sugar is going to replace her on the court, number 13, to send it over for the Cardinals, who passes it over to Sugar. Sugar to Olsen, and Olsen over to Winner. Point goes to Winner. Nope, looks like it's going to be right on the line, just out. Point goes to the Cardinals, 23-20. A close call, a very close call here in the Croy. He obviously had the better point of view. Number 13 again, Cardinals to send it over to Toby. Toby sends it over to number 13. Number 5, Crucky sends it over for the Cardinals. Amanda Winner is going to get blocked by number 6. Amanda Shoemaker keeps it alive for the Oilers. Amanda Winner is going to send it just out of bounds. 23-21 is the score here in the second set, and looks like coach is giving him a little bit of grief for losing that lead again, and they're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. And they're going to have to figure out something to do with they had to stop that rally from the Cardinals, or else they might have come away with that second set here. And make sure you guys stay tuned.
Underwriting provided by Heavenly Pizza, 1404 North Main Street, Findlay, 419-423-7494.
Hi, I'm John LaRich with LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Findlay. I'd like to invite you to our state-of-the-art dealership. We sell new and used vehicles. We service all makes and models. We have a body shop, parts and accessory center, as well as a full detail shop. The best news is we're located just a couple of blocks from the University of Findlay. You've got a friend in the car business. That's LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac, downtown Findlay. Proudly invested in your community. That's larichcars.com.
And we are back here in the Croy. And it's going to be the Cardinals ball with only a 2-point difference here in the second set. Number 13 for the Cardinals, Samantha Obringer, is set to send it over with her serve. Her serve is up and over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes to Olsen. Olsen sends it over to Amanda Winner. And her shot gets blocked, but it's going to fall right in front of the net. Point goes to Winner. Game point here in the second set, 24-21. And Madeline McCabe here with the serve in the second set of this series here in the Croy. Her serve is up and over to number 13, Obringer. Obringer passes to Toby. Madeline McCabe keeps it alive. And Michaela Garverick gets the point. And it's going to go to the Oilers as they get the second set. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lindsay with Klinger Chiropractic Center. We are conveniently located downtown Findlay on the corner of Main Street and Main Cross, caddy corner of the courthouse. We are here for all of your chiropractic needs, so come on down and see us or call us at 419-429-1111. Welcome to Findlay.
On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, welcome to Findlay and Hancock County. We're so glad you chose the University of Findlay, and we're excited to have you in our community. The Chamber of Commerce has been representing the interests of Hancock County businesses for over 125 years. We serve as a resource for businesses and individuals seeking local information and provide unique opportunities to connect businesses and individuals to the community through various programs and events. We are a great resource for linking you to local businesses and professionals in the community. You might attend one of our networking events or even find us helpful in searching for internship opportunities.
So the idea of the Career Closet, has actually been a work in progress for the last 4 years that I've been the director of the internship program here on campus. But we have a lot of students that might not choose to go to an event that we host just purely because they don't have the right clothes or they don't have the right materials to be confident to go in and talk to certain employers that we have on campus. So we were approached by the advancement office here on campus through the parent project that we have every year. And they kind of threw the idea of saying we want to sponsor something that your office wants to do. And the idea of the Career Closet was something that we've been bouncing around, but funding was a big issue. And they offered the funding and we offered the idea. And here we are today with an idea that's been very helpful for students so far. So how the actual program works, each student's given 6 points a year, and those points are divvied up dependent upon what kind of item that they would like to borrow or take from the closet. So we have a program in place. The location of the career closet's in the basement of Schaefer Library. Right now it's under construction, so it's kind of hard to find, but we have a student manager that's here every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 o'clock to 1 p.m. And she can actually help you or give you more information. If those days or those hours don't work, sending myself an email and setting up a time with anybody from the Office of Internships and Placement, would be a good place to start.
Hey guys, I'm Alexis Mitchell and I am back on campus for our second annual Scare Cam. So what is your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn?
Well, this year I was Elsa, so I'm going to have to go with Elsa.
Okay, cool. And what is your favorite candy?
Reese's. Definitely Reese's.
Why?
I love peanut butter, I guess.
Okay. And what scares you?
Not really a lot because I'm kind of brave, but...
Really?
This is not okay.
Okay. So what are you scared of?
Something I'm scared of are tornadoes. I'm terrified of those. Yeah.
No.
Oh. Good try.
And what scares you?
What scares me? Pretty much ghosts, because you just never know. They might be real.
You never know?
No, they actually literally got my heart pumping.
And what scares you?
Fear of falling.
Hi.
Are you frustrated?
I'm very frustrated right now.
See this frustration face right now?
I am not okay. People need to scream and be scared.
Well, I thought
What are you scared of?
Everything.
I
was about to text him.
What do you like? Do you like getting scared? Are you scared of anything in particular? Heights, spiders?
I'm scared of when you walk by the...
Thank you.
I look scared.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, a little bit.
What is your favorite Halloween candy?
I'd have to say probably, I love chocolate, so I can't really pick, but like Snickers, Reese's, Kit Kat, all that delicious stuff.
Right. And what are you scared of? Do you like being scared?
I don't really like it.
What scares you?
Scares me, people jumping out at me. Like, I can't do jump scares.
Okay. And then what scares you the most?
Like, in terms of just life or just in Halloween?
Holy shit. What is your favorite Halloween costume?
My favorite Halloween costume was when I dressed up as the Flintstones with my boyfriend.
Okay, and what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Milky Way bars.
Why is it a Milky Way?
Because I love caramel. It's my favorite.
I love caramel too. And what scares you?
Bad grades scare me.
Why do bad grades scare you?
Damn it! Why are you doing this to me?
We're gonna put...
I thought you were gonna bite me or something.
All right, and we are back here in the Croy Gymnasium as the Oilers have a 2-0 lead in the series rather, and I've got some first half statistics here for you, just to show you what a dominating force the Oilers here on the nets. It's combined for a total of 17 blocks. Hannah Tong had looks like 2 of those, and along with Becca Shoemaker with 12 digs, just a dominant force in that midcourt. And whereas the Cardinals, they only combined for 2 total team blocks. The Oilers are going to start off with the ball here in the third set. And we're just about set to begin here. And it looks like Kara Scherger is going to send this one over for the Oilers to start us off. And just a little bit of confusion down there on the scorer's table. And we are all set as Kara Scherger is about set to send this one over. Her serve is up and over to Crucky. Crucky sends that one over to number 2, who sets it over to number 8, Sydney Obringer. And Amanda Winter is going to get that one sent right over in between the hands of number 25. Looks like Lauren Graves. Sugar again back to serve for the Oilers. Sends it over to Crucky. Crucky passes to number 2, Andrea Toby. And it's going to be off of the hand of Obringer, and it's going to be point Oilers as they take a 2-0 lead. Kara Sugar once again back to serve. Her serve is up and over to Abby Moffitt. And Julie Lyons is going to attempt to keep that one alive, but she just couldn't get a handle on it. Point Cardinals. Samantha Obringer in for the Cardinals, and number 13 is going to be sending this one over for the Cardinals to Sugar. Sugar passes to Olsen to Winter. Winter is going to send it over to Toby, and Julie Lyons is going to get the looks like it was a block there over the hands of number 6, Haley Kendall, for the Cardinals. 3-1 Oiler lead here in the Croy in the third set. Julie Lyons sends it over into the hands of Toby. Crucky attempts to keep it alive, but her attempt is going to go off the scoreboard. And she's credited with the ace. Julie Lyons again back to serve. Her serve to Moffitt. Moffitt passes to Toby. Toby passes to Crucky, and she attempts to send that one over, blocked by Andrea Roach. Back into the hands of Toby, who sends it over to Julie Lyons, who streaks across the floor to keep this one alive. And it's going to be sent over by Kara Sugar right past the hands of Obringer, as she just wasn't there in time to keep it going for the Cardinals. 5-1 Oiler lead here in the Croy. Julie Lyons sends it over again for the Oilers. And off the hand of Obringer as the Oilers score once again. Julie Lyons again back to serve. Julie sends it over to Obringer. Obringer passes to Toby. Toby passes it over to Toby. And number 3 is going to keep that one alive, but it goes right out of bounds. Andrea Roach is credited with the score. Timeout by the Cardinals. The Oilers have a demanding 7-1 score. Keeping it tuned.
Hi, I'm Lori Bowman. I am the owner of the Dressing Room Boutique located in downtown Findlay, Ohio on Main Street. We are a contemporary boutique offering separates that you can mix and match, as well as dresses and accessories. We post all of our new items on Facebook every day, and we also post all of our events and specials that we're doing for the week. So check us out on Facebook. It's Facebook, the Dressing Room Boutique Findlay, and come and like our page and follow us.
Underwriting provided by Heavenly Pizza, 1404 North Main Street, Findlay, 419-423-7494. UF students get 10% off with ID.
And we are back here in the Croy. Julie Lyons sends this one over for the Oilers into the hands of Obringer. Obringer passes to 2. Toby, who sends that one over to number 6 as she falls to the ground. It's going to be right off the neck, point to the Cardinals. 7-2. Number 18, Emily Blank, in for the Oilers in the first time this game. Number 2, Toby to serve it over for the Cardinals. Sends it over to Sugar. Sugar passes to Olsen, and Winter sends it over. It's going to go into the stands off the hands of Obringer. Amanda Winter with the point. 8-2. Maddie McCabe in for the Oilers as Andrea Roach gets a quick breather. And it looks like Megan Wendell is going to be lined up to come in next for the Oilers. McCabe sends it over. Obringer sets up Toby. Toby passes to Crucky. Crucky sends it over for the Cardinals to Sugar. Sugar passes to Olsen into the hands of Winter as it goes. It's blocked by Crucky and blocked again by the Cardinals. Toby sets up number 18, who sends it over for the Cardinals into the hands of Olsen. sets it over to the Cardinals. Toby sends it over, and it's going to be blocked off the hand of Julie Lyons. Goes out of bounds. Point Cardinals. 8-3 your score. Toby send it over for the Cardinals. Julie Lyons tips it over for the Oilers to Toby. Crucky sends that one over. And Shoemaker slides to keep it alive, but wasn't quite there as Amanda Winter runs into the sidelines trying to keep that one alive off the hand of Shoemaker. Number 10, Jessica Toby, back to serve for the Cardinals. She sends it over to Sugar. Sugar passes to Olsen off the hands of Nikayla Garverick, rather. And she's going to be accredited with the point. 9-4 your score. Amanda Winter back to serve for the Oilers. 9-4 your score here at the Croy. Her serve is up and over to Obringer. Obringer passes to Toby. Toby passes to Crucky, and she's going to send that one over. It's on the line. Point goes to the Cardinals. Madeline McCabe dives to the floor, but wasn't quite there. Megan Wendell in for the Oilers. Crucky sends it over for the Cardinals. Hits it over to Tong. Tong sends it back over, and it's just out of bounds. Point go to the Cardinals. 9-5 your score. Crucky again back to serve for the Oilers. She sends it over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker sends it over, and it's going to be tipped right back over by Emma Schleicher. Point goes to the Cardinals. Timeout by the Oilers. And they're going to have to find an answer for this front court that the Cardinals have been putting up, because it's pretty dominating so far. Make sure you guys stay tuned for all of your UF sports here at UF TV.
Bachelor's degree from Findlay, you can be more.
And welcome back into the Croy. 9-7 your score, Oiler lead. And we're right back into the action as Nikayla Garverick sends that one over. Point of the Oilers. She's going to be subbed out for Julie Lyons as she enters the game in the front court. Shoemaker back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is over to Toby. Toby sends it to her sister. And it's going to be Schleicher. Just tips it over and just past the defender as the point goes to the Cardinals. Abby Moffitt back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up and over. Megan Wendell passes it to Haley Olsen. Olsen sends it over to Tong right into the face of Moffitt, who just wasn't ready for it at all. And Julie Lyons is accredited with the point there. Just a monster spike from Hannah Tong. Moffitt just didn't know how to take that one. I think she's still a little baffled by that one. A little smirk on her face. Haley Olsen back to serve for the Oilers now. Her serve is up and over to Crucky. Crucky passes to Toby. Toby sends it over to number 25, Point Cardinal. Number 25, Lauren Graves accredited with the point there for the Cardinals. And she is going to go ahead and be back to serve. Her serve is up and over to Megan Wendell. Wendell passes to Olsen into the hands of Lyons. And that's going to get blocked right out of bounds by number 6, Haley Kendall. Point goes to Oilers, 12-9 the score here. A little bit of a tighter game here in the third set so far for the Oilers. Kara Sugar, back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up to number 3, Moffitt, and it's tipped over by Toby. Shoemaker keeps it alive. Julie Lyons sends that one into the net as Andrea Roach tries to keep that one alive from the other side of the net. I don't think it would have counted regardless, but still A for effort for Andrea Roach. Number 24 back to serve for the Cardinals. To Kara Sugar. Sugar passes to Olsen. Olsen sends it up to Roach. Sugar comes in to keep it alive, who passes it to Winner, and it's going to be blocked by number 6, Haley Kendall, as the Cardinals are credited with the point there. It's 12-11, 1-point lead here at the Croy. 24, Emma Schleicher back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is right into the net. Point goes to the Cardinals. Obringer back in for the game. Back into the game for the Cardinals. Number 24, Schleicher, to come out. And it looks like Julie Lyons back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up. And it's over to Moffitt. Moffitt passes to Toby. Toby passes to Kendall. And Shoemaker's going to keep the ball alive, sliding on the ground. Point to the Oilers. A little bit of disagreement there from the Cardinal side. They didn't agree with the call made by the official there. Julie Lyons back to serve for the Oilers, and he's going to go ahead and call a timeout, rightfully so. He's getting very heated over on the sidelines there, right, which is duly noted and understandable. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, but make sure you guys stay to UFTV for all of your University of Findlay Oiler volleyball needs. I guess we're going to go ahead and stay here, rather. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a note of this front court for the Oilers, I think, is the one that's going to keep them in this game with the combination of Hannah Tong and Julie Lyons. They combined for a total of, it looks like, 4 of the 7 of that first 2-game set. And if they can keep that alive, I think they've got this one in the bag so far. It's only a 3-point lead, but I have faith in those two girls, as well as Nikayla Garbrick, who's just been putting up a tremendous amount of effort on that front court. And Julie Lyons and her serving ability to put the ball just about wherever she wants to. And I guess we're going to go ahead and get right back into the action now, as Julie Lyons, as I mentioned, back to serve once again. Her serve is up and over to Toby. Toby passes her to her sister, and it's going to be number 6, Kendall, with the with the score there for the Cardinals. Number 2, Andrea Toby, back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up and over to Winner. Winner passes to Olsen. Winner sends it over to Toby into the rafters, and Toby's going to keep it alive. Number 5, Kendall, sends it over for the Cardinals. Cardinals keep it alive once again. Olsen sets up, looks like Andrea Roach, and it's going to be blocked by number 5, Crucky. Point go to the Cardinals as they take a 1-point lead here. Or rather, the Oilers have a 1-point lead here in the Croy. Toby back to serve for the Cardinals, rather. Sugar passes to Olsen. Nikayla Garbrick sends it over to Obringer. And Wendell is going to send that one over as Shoemaker dives to keep that one alive, but it's going to go out of bounds into the referee's bench. Point go to the Cardinals as they tie this one up here at the Croy, 14-all. Toby once again back to serve. Toby sends it over, and she sends that one right into the net. 15-14 the score. Quick substitution. Andrea Roach is going to come out of the game, and Madeline McCabe is going to come in, and she's going to be your server for this next attempt here. McCabe sets up. She sends it over into the hands of Toby. Toby sends it over to her sister, who sets up number 5, and Shoemaker just not quite there enough, or not soon enough, rather, as the Cardinals get another score. Number 10, Jessica Toby, back to serve for the Cardinals. Sends it over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker's pass to Olsen is tipped over. Set up to Toby. Number 5, Casey Crucky, sends it over for the Cardinals. Winner passes it over. Right back to Crucky. And Shoemaker's going to keep it alive. To Sugar, rather. Sends it over into the backcourt. Obringer sets it up for the Cardinals. Number 18 sends it over for the Cardinals. And number 6, Winner, is going to be accredited with the score off the hand of Toby. 16-15 the score. Sugar out, And it's going to be Hannah Tong in the front court. Number 6, Amanda Winter, back to serve for the Oilers. Toby sends it to her sister, to Crucky. Blocked by Michaela Garverick, and Madeline McCabe just wasn't in front of that one, and she sends that one into the stands. Point Cardinals. Oilers substitution, Megan Wendell in for Winter, and number 24, Emma Schleicher, in for number 13, Obringer. Crucky sends it over for the Cardinals, rather. Wendell sets up Olsen, who passes it to Hannah Tong, who sends it over to Crucky. Wendell sets up Michaela Garverick, who gets blocked. Set over to Toby, and it's going to be set up to Graves as Michaela Garverick sends it over off the hand of Crucky into the stands. 17-16 lead for the Oilers. Becca Shoemaker sets up the serve for the Oilers to Toby. Toby sends it over to her sister, to number 20 for the Cardinals. Pass from Olsen to Tong is sent over, almost out of bounds. And it's going to be point Hannah Tong for the Oilers here. 18-16 the score here in the third set. This one's a close one. Shoemaker again back to serve. Her serve to Toby. And it's going to be a violation by the Cardinals. 19-16 rather is the score. And a substitution for the Cardinals. Number 25, Lauren Graves, is out for Katie Campbell as she makes her first appearance in the game. Becca Shoemaker back to serve. Her serve is up and over. Toby sends it over to her sister. 24 sends it over for the Cardinals. Sets up Haley Olsen. And Hannah Tong is going to... Her shot there is just right out of bounds. They didn't quite agree with that call there made by the official, but I can tell you from up here the official did make the right call. That ball did fall out of bounds. 19-17 is the score here in the Croy as Abby Moffitt sets up for the Cardinals. And Julie Lyons is going to block that one for the Oilers, sends it back over to the Cardinals as Crucky sends it over, sets up Haley Olsen. And Hannah Tong's shot is going to be just out of bounds again. Point goes to the Cardinals. And Katie Campbell is going to be subbed out for Lauren Graves, rather. 19-18 the score. Abby Moffitt sends it over for the Cardinals to Megan Wendell. Wendell passes to Olsen. Olsen passes it over to Lyons, and she is going to score as Moffitt just can't get on the floor soon enough. Substitution for the Oilers, Madeline McCabe, is out for Andrea Roach. And it looks like Haley Olsen is going to be back to serve. 20-18 the score here in the Croy. Haley Olsen's serve is up and over to Crucky. Crucky sets up number 2, Toby. And she gets lucky. Little miscommunication between Julie Lyons and Andrea Roach there on the front court as it falls in front of their feet. Number 12, Julia Henderson, makes her first appearance in the game. She's going to be back to serve. Her serve is up and over to Megan Wendell. Wendell passes to Olsen. Olsen sets up Andrea Roach, who gets blocked, but the ball drops to the ground as Haley Kendall just couldn't quite send it back over. 21-19 the score. Kara Scherger and Amanda Winter in for Megan Wendell, and it looks like Hannah Tong. Scherger back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over to Abby Moffitt. Moffitt sets up number 2, Toby, and it looks like Kara Scherger just couldn't get to the ground soon enough as the Cardinals score on that one. 21-20 the score. Oilers still have the lead. Number 24, Emma Schleicher, back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve's up to Kara Scherger. Scherger passes to Olsen. Olsen sets up Winter. Winter gets blocked by the Cardinals, but they keep it alive. Winter sends it back over for the Oilers. Number 2, Tobe, sends it over. And Haley Olsen passes it up to Shoemaker. Shoemaker sends it over to Winter. Winter gets blocked, but Scherger keeps it alive. Shoemaker sends it over for the Oilers. Toby sends it over for the Cardinals. Julie sets up, looks like Haley Olsen, who sends it back over. And Kara Shoemaker just short of a dig there. 21 all your score here. Things are getting a little tight. Number 24, Schleicher again to serve. Her serve is over to Schuerger rather. Schuerger sends it over to Winter, and it's going to be point Cardinals as that one goes right into the net. Timeout for the Oilers, and this is a close game, 22 with the Cardinals leading here in the third set. Let's see if the Oilers can pull something off. For right now, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, so stay tuned.
Underwriting provided by Heavenly Pizza, 1404 North Main Street, Findlay, 419-423-7494. UF students get 10% off with ID.
Hi, I'm John LaRich with LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Findlay. I'd like to invite you to our state-of-the-art dealership. We sell new and used vehicles. We service all makes and models. We have a body shop, parts and accessories center, as well as a full detail shop. The best news is we're located just a couple of blocks from the University of Findlay. You've got a friend in the car business. That's LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac, downtown Findlay. Proudly invested in your community. That's larichcars.com.
Cardinals have the lead. Schleicher back to serve for the Cardinals. She lines up her shot, and her serve is up and over. Into the hands of Schuerger, who sends it over to Lyons. Lyons passes to Schuerger, who sends it over to number 6 for the Cardinals, and she is going to score off the hands of Kara Schuerger, 23-21, as the Cardinals take a 2-point lead. Schleicher again with the serve, but the officials are going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. And looks like number 6 had to tie her shoe. It happens to everybody. We got to take a timeout, but we're right back in it. Emma Schleicher sends it over for the Cardinals to Schuerger. Schuerger sets up Olsen. Olsen passes to Winter, who sends it over to Toby. Toby sends it over to her sister, who sets up number 24. 24 sends it over to Haley Lyons. It's going to be a point. Julie Lyons, rather. 22-23 the score. Julie Lyons is back to serve for the Oilers. She lines up her serve. It's up and over. Sends it over to Toby. Toby passes it over to her sister, and it looks like number 6, Haley Kendall, is going to send that one over, and Kara Schuerger couldn't get there in time as she slides to the ground. Set point for the Cardinals now, 24-22. Cardinal lead in the third set. Number 2, Andrea Toby, sends it over for the Cardinals to Schuerger. Schuerger sets up Olsen, who sends it over to Winter. Winter sends it over to 13. And it's going to be out of bounds off of the hands of Obringer, point Oilers. Oilers substitution, Madeline McCabe is in for Andrea Roach, and she is going to be serving now for the Oilers. 23-24, a very close game, a nail-biter, if you will. Madeline McCabe's serve is up and over. Sends it over to Toby. Toby sends it over to her sister, Crucky. Sends it over to Schuerger. Schuerger sends it over to Olsen. And Haley Olsen sends over a pass to Amanda Winter, who sends a bullet to the opposing side. It's all tied up. Next point wins 24-all in the Croy. Madeline McCabe to serve for the Oilers. The student section over there getting a little rowdy, duly so. Madeline McCabe's serve is over to Crucky. Crucky sends it over to Toby. Crucky sends it over to Schuerger. Schuerger sets up Olsen. Amanda Winter sends it over. And it looks like that one is going to fall just short of Madeline McCabe as the Cardinals take this one 25-24 in the third set. Remember, folks, you got to win by 2 here in volleyball, so 25-24 is the score. Cardinals score one more, and they take this one. Julie Lyons keeps this one, Nikayla Garverick, rather, sends this one over. Kara Schuerger sets up Olsen. Nikayla Garverick's shot over is blocked. Haley Olsen keeps it alive. Over to Amanda Winter. Toby is going to dive on the ground, passes it over to her sister, to Crucky. Crucky sends it over to Schuerger. Schuerger passes to Olsen, to Winter. Winter sends it to Obringer, who's right there for it. Crucky gets blocked by Nikayla Garverick. And it's going to be sent over by Tobe. And a block by Nikayla Garverick keeps it alive, 25-all. We've got a nail-biter here at the Croy. Hannah Tong for the Oilers comes in. Amanda Winter back to serve for the Oilers. This is a close one, as close as it gets, you guys. Amanda Winter sends it over, and her serve is going to go right into the net. 26-25 the score here, and it looks like the Cardinals are going to have a quick substitution. Number 18, Emily Blank, is into the game. Looks like number 5, Casey Crucky, back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is over. So Winter passes to Olsen. Olsen passes it over to Tong, and her bullet is going to get blocked by number 18, Emily Blank, rather, and that's going to go out of bounds. 26 all the score. Shoemaker back to serve for the Oilers now. Shoemaker sends it over to Crucky. Crucky passes it to Toby. Toby sends it over to number 25. 25 sends it to 10, and 24 sends it over for the Cardinals to Shoemaker. And Hannah Tong sends it over for the Oilers. Number 24's shot is just out of bounds. I would say that was out of bounds completely. That should have been an Oiler score. So I have to disagree with the officials on that one, but that's why I don't official volleyball. Katie Campbell sends it over for the Cardinals. Olsen sets up Tong. Tong gets blocked, but it goes out of bounds into the scorer's table. 27 all. Just one right after the other, nobody giving an inch. Haley Olsen back to serve for the Oilers. She readies her serve. Aims it. It's up. And it's over. To Crucky. Crucky passes to Toby. Toby passes it over to 24. 24 passes it over to number 10, Amanda Winter for the Oilers. Hannah Tong tips it over for the Oilers to number 2. Number 24 gets blocked by Lyons. And again, a block by Lyons. Andrea Roach keeps this one alive. A pass from Olsen to Tong gets blocked. Point goes to the Cardinals. 28-27. Number 25, Lauren Graves, back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up and over to Winter. Winter passes to Olsen. Olsen sets up Winter again, who sends it over to number 25, Graves. Crucky keeps it alive for the Cardinals. Passes to Katie Campbell, who tosses it over to Andrea Roach for the Oilers. Andrea Roach sends it right back over from a pass from Lyons. Number 24 sends it into the hands of Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes to Olsen, and it's going to be off of the hands of the Cardinals. It's going to be point Hannah Tong, 28 all. Hannah Tong back to serve. Her serve is up and over to Toby. Toby passes it to her sister, to Crucky. Crucky sends it over to Tong. Pass to Olsen, to Winter. Winter sends it over to number 6, blocked by Lyons. Shoemaker keeps it alive. A pass from Olsen, sent over by Julie Lyons. It's going to be just out of bounds. Point Cardinals. 29-28 to score. Emma Schleicher back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up and over into the hands of Tong. Tong passes to Haley Olsen, who sets up Winter. Winter sends it over to 18, Katie Campbell for the Cardinals. Number 5 scores for the Cardinals, as they take this one 30-28 in the third set. That one was a nail biter, I gotta say. Very fast pace. They just didn't have an answer for that backcourt against the Cardinals, but we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. But make sure you guys stay tuned for the next game as the Cardinals take on the Oilers here at the Croy.
Students have the chance to work with all different kinds of animals out at the barn. We spent a day at the barn with UF students and professors to see what daily life is like out there.
So we have production classes, and those production classes are beef production, dairy production, sheep production, and swine production. With the freshman year, we want to get hands-on experience for the students. We want them to see what it's really like so that if they're not interested, they can go do something else and they don't waste a lot of time.
Some of the opportunities for hands-on experience are offered in multiple classes out at the barn. Depending on what year you are, depends on what class you will take.
Basically, our freshman year of the students will take Animal Handling 1 and 2. Animal Handling 1 is the equine course, so that's done on the other side of the farm. Animal Handling 2 is food animals, so that's what they do here. As sophomores, the students will take reproduction and nutrition, and their grades, part of their grades is tied into the barn. So they come out and they treat animals. They will clean stalls, wash, do whatever they need to do, administer medications, do whatever's needed. We wanted to get students with no experience. And what I basically do is ask them to keep an open mind. If they find out they don't like something, that's good. Then they know what they don't want to do.
From cleaning to feeding, students and animals have a pretty busy day out at the barn. Alyssa Greencamp reporting.
Welcome to Coffee Amici. Come on in. Coffee Amici is a friendly place to sip and go or sip and stay. We offer a large selection of handcrafted espresso-based lattes, cappuccinos, and Americanos. In addition, we make delicious fruit smoothies, Italian cream sodas, hot chocolate, and fresh brewed coffee. Local bakers supply freshly baked treats. Free Wi-Fi is offered to customers who just want to relax and have a casual business meeting, study time, or just want to surf the web. Coffee Amici also provides free live entertainment on Friday evenings with open mic and scheduled performers for Saturday evenings. Coffee Amici was established in December of 2012 and is owned and operated by Craig and Jane Allen and John and Lynn Cavledge. Business hours are Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And welcome back out into the Croy as we are about set to get this fourth game in the series set underway as the Oilers are taking on the Wheeling Jesuit State Cardinals here in the Croy. Number 3, Moffitt sends it over for the Cardinals, who passes it over to Andrea Roach. Shoemaker attempts to keep it alive, but it's going to be point Cardinals. Moffitt again back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes to Olson. Olson sends it over to Winter, and she's going to send a bullet just right out of bounds. One to one your score here as Julie Lyons is ready to serve for the Oilers. She sends it over to Crucky. Crucky sends it over to number 24. Sugar keeps it alive, a pass to Olson, and it's going to be sent over by Winter. Point Cardinals. Substitution for the Oilers. Shoemaker in for Julie Lyons. Number 25, Lauren Graves, sends it over for the Cardinals. Number 3, Haley Olson sets up Winter, who sends it over to number 3, Moffitt. Haley Olson sends it over to Julie Lyons, who sets up Winter. Winter sends it over. Cardinals have the ball, and they're going to send that one back over. It's going to be right out of bounds over the head of Shoemaker. 2-all your score. Maddie McCabe in for Andrea Roach for the Oilers. And she's going to be back to serve. She sets up her serve, aims it, and it's over. To Crucky. Crucky sets over to Toby. Toby to Shoemaker. Shoemaker sets up Olson, who sends it over to Winter. Winter gets blocked into the hands of Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it over to Olson, over to Madeline McCabe, and it's going to be out of bounds. Point Cardinal. Number 24, Emma Schleicher back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve's up and over into the hands of Shoemaker for the Oilers. Shoemaker sends it over to Olson. Olson passes it to Winter. Winter passes it back over to Moffitt for the Cardinals, and Nikayla Garverick is going to be credited with the block there, and she gets the score as it falls to the feet of number 6. Looks like Haley Kendall. And Hannah Tong is going to be in for Kara Sugar for the Oilers. Number 6, Amanda Winter back to serve. Her serve is up, and it's over. Into the net, and it's going to be point Cardinals. 4-3 is your score. Emily Blank back in the game for the Cardinals. And it looks like number 2, Andrea Toby, back to serve. She sends it over to Winter. Winter sets up Olson. Olson sends it over to Hannah Tong. It's going to be off the hand of Haley Kendall. And it's going to be point Oilers, rather. Becca Shoemaker back to serve for the Oilers. She sets up. Her serve is over. Into the hands of Obringer. Obringer sets up number 2, Becca Toby. Crucky sends it over, and Shoemaker dives on it, but isn't there quite soon enough as the ball flies out of bounds. Point Cardinal. Number 25, Laura Graves, back in for the Cardinals, as number 6, Haley Kendall, is out. Number 10, Jessica Toby, back to serve. She sends it over to Winner. Winner sets up Olsen, who passes it over to Julie Lyons, who sends a bullet. And it's going to be point Oilers, 5-all. Andrea Roach in for Maddie McCabe. And it's going to be Haley Olsen back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up. It's over. Into the hands of, looks like Obringer. Obringer passes it over to Graves. Graves passes it back to Obringer, who sends it over to Winner. Winner sets up Olsen, who sends it over to Andrea Roach, who passes it back over to Crucky. Crucky sends it over to Hannah Tong, who sets up Olsen. And Olsen's going to set up Hannah Tong for a beautiful score there as she takes the Oiler lead 6-5. Number 3, Haley Olsen again back to serve for the Oilers. Serve is up, and it's into the net. Point Cardinal. Cardinal substitution, number 24, Emma Schleicher, in for number 13. Looks like Samantha Obringer. Number 5, back to serve. Casey Crucky for the Cardinals. Crucky sends it over to Amanda Winner. Winner sets up Olsen, who passes it over to Julie Lyons, and she gets another score, 7-6. Kara Sugar in for Hannah Tong. Kara Sugar back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up, and it's over. Into the hands of Crucky. Crucky sends it to Toby. Toby to Schleicher. Schleicher is going to be into the net. It's going to get a net violation. Point Oilers, 8-6 your score here at the Croy on this Veterans Day evening. The Oilers have a 3-1 series lead, or sorry, a 2-1 series lead, rather. And it's going to be Kara Sugar to serve over again to Toby. Toby sends it over to her sister Andrea, who passes it over to Obringer. Obringer's going to pass it over to Blank. And it's going to be blocked by Winner as the Oilers take a 3-point lead. Substitution for the Cardinals. Number 23. It's going to be Katie Campbell, and for number 25, Lauren Graves. Kara Sugar back to serve. Her serve is up and over. It's going to be over to Andrea Toby, who sends it over to her sister. And Becca Shoemaker dives for it, but she's just short of a dig as the the Cardinals cut the lead to 2 points. Abby Moffitt in the game for the Cardinals as she is back to serve. Her serve is up and over into the hands of Shoemaker. Shoemaker sends it over to Olsen. Olsen sets up Winner, gets blocked, but the block goes right out of bounds off of the hands of Katie Campbell. Point Amanda Winner. 3-point lead for the Oilers here. Julie Lyons now back to serve. Her serve is up, and it's over. And Crucky just didn't have the power behind it she was expecting. It goes over her head, out of bounds. Point Oilers. Julie Lyons again back to serve. Her serve is up, and it's over. And it's going to be out of bounds. Point Cardinal. And she's going to be subbed in for, looks like, Becca Shoemaker. And a few Cardinal subs as well. Looks like Jessica Toby is going to be, number 25, Lauren Graves, is in for, looks like, number 23, Katie Campbell. And Lauren Graves is going to be back to serve for the Cardinals. Serve is over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker sends it over to Olsen. Olsen passes to Winner. Winner sends it over for the Oilers, who passes it over to Toby. And it's going to be blocked by Andrea Roach with the nasty block. Maddie McCabe back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up, and it's over. Into the hand of Crucky. Crucky sends it over to Toby rather. And Kendall's going to send it over for the Cardinals. Into the hands of Madeline McCabe, who sends it over to Winner, who sends it back over to the Cardinals. And it looks like it's going to be off the hand of Emma Schleicher Point Oilers as it goes just out of bounds. And Maddie McCabe again back to serve. Her serve is up, and it's over. Over to Toby, and Michaela Garverick just pounds that one right back over to the Cardinals side, and it's going to be a timeout for the Cardinals. 14-8 lead here in the fourth set here at the Croy, but make sure you guys stay tuned for all of your UF Oiler needs. Welcome back into the Croy. Maddie McCabe back to serve for the Oilers. Sends it over to, looks like Jessica Toby, who sends it over to her sister Andrea Toby, who passes it over to Moffitt. Moffitt's going to pass it over to Sleicher, and it's going to get blocked by, looks like it was the net violation, rather, by the Oilers. Point Cardinal, 19-14 your score. Sleicher back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is over to Winner. Winner passes it over to Olsen. Olsen sets up Michaela Garverick for a beautiful kill. Quick substitution for the Oilers. Hannah Tong in for Kara Scherger. Samantha Obringer in for number 24 Sleicher for the Cardinals. Number 6 Winner sends it over for the Oilers. And looks like a net violation by the Cardinals. Or sorry, rather, by the Oilers. Point Cardinals. 5-point lead for the Oilers. Toby back to serve for the Cardinals. Sends it over to Wendell, sorry. Wendell sets up to Tong. Tong sends it over to Crucky. Crucky passes it over to Toby. Back over to Crucky, and it's going to be right in front of Madeline McCabe. She just couldn't get there soon enough. Point Cardinal. 15-11 your score here at the Croy. Number 2, Toby back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes to Olsen, who sets up Tong, who sends it over but gets blocked right into the hands of Garverick. Tong set up once again, sends it over this time to Toby. Crucky is going to get the score there as the ball falls right in front of Tong and Garverick. They couldn't quite get the block as it falls in between their hands. 15-12 the score. Toby again back to serve for the Cardinals. She sends it over to Garverick. Garverick sets up Olsen, back to herself, and Garverick's going to send it over to Toby. Toby sets up Keurig, who passes it over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker to Hannah Tong. Hannah Tong with the score. 16-12 as we take a 4-point lead here in the fourth set. Becca Shoemaker back to serve for the Oilers. Shoemaker to Toby. Toby passes it over to her sister Jessica. And it looks like Emily Blank rather, gets the score as Becca Shoemaker falls just short. Jessica Toby back with the serve, who sends it over to Lyons. Emily Blank sets up Keurig. Keurig sends it over to Wendell. Wendell passes to Olsen, who sends it to Tong. Tong sends it back over to Keurig. Pass it over to Toby. Wendell sets up Olsen, who sets up Tong. And she's going to get that point just inside. 17-13 your score here in the Croy. 4-point lead for the Oilers. Quick substitution, Andrea Roach for Madeline McCabe for the Oilers. Haley Olsen is back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over to Toby. Toby sends it over to her sister, to Obringer. Andrea Roach is going to keep it alive. A pass to Winner. And a pass from Tong back to Olsen is going to keep this one back in play. And Blank is going to send that one over for the Cardinals. Shoemaker keeps it alive. A pass to Andrea Roach, who sends it over to Toby. Toby passes it to her sister, and Blank keeps that one alive as Megan Wendell dives to the ground but wasn't quite there as the Cardinals score in that volley. Number 5, Casey Crucky, back to serve for the Cardinals, who sends it over to Tong. Tong sets up Olsen. Back over to Julie Lyons, who gets blocked. Blocked back into Wendell. Wendell sets up Tong, who sends it over to Crucky, and that one's going to go into the scorer's table. Tong gets credited with the score there. Tong is out. Looks like Sugar's going to come in. Winner is going to come in for Wendell as well. Kara Sugar back to serve for the Oilers now. Her serve is up and over to Crucky. Crucky passes it over to Toby. Toby sends it over to Schleicher. Schleicher sends it over to Sugar. Sugar passes it over to Olsen. Olsen sets up right. Andrea Roach. And Andrea Roach is going to score on that one. 19-14 5-point lead for the Oilers here in the fourth set of this series. Timeout for the Cardinals. And it looks like the Cardinals are going to have to find an answer for the whole Andrea Roach situation here soon if they have any hope. But make sure you guys stay tuned to UFTV for all your Oiler Nation needs.
Hey guys, I'm Alexis Mitchell, and I'm here in the rear FRC parking lot with UFTV. This event is the bicycle obstacle course put on by Finley's Green Campus Initiative.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Keep it up! Keep going!
This event is to promote bicycle awareness and safety, and also to promote the new bike trail that will go from the Walmart by 75 through campus to downtown Findlay.
And we are back here in the Croy as the Oilers have a 5-point lead over the Wheeling Jesuit Cardinals. Kara Sugar back to serve for the Oilers as she sets up. Her serve is up and over into the hands of Crucky. Crucky passes to Toby to 25. Lauren Graves. Graves sends that one over to Crucky. Crucky passes it over to the Oilers to Kara Sugar. Sugar passes it over to Olsen, and Amanda Winner there with the point. And just 5 points away here separate the Oilers from a win. Kara Sugar again back to serve for the Oilers. Her serve is up and over into the hands of Crucky. Crucky sends that one over. And Amanda Winner tips that one over with ease as they go up 21-14 here at the Croy as it falls right in front of, looks like, Emily Blank. Kara Sugar back again to serve. Her serve is up. And into the net. 21-15 the score here at the Croy. Cardinal substitution, Abby Moffitt in for, looks like, number 18, Emily Blank. Moffitt back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up, and it's over. Into the hands of Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes to Olsen, who sets up Lyons. Lyons passes it over to Moffitt for the Cardinals. Moffitt sends it over into the hands of Schleicher, who is going to go ahead and get that point for the Cardinals. Looks like 21-17 is the score now. Abby Moffitt sends it over for the Cardinals. Sets up Kara Sugar to Andrea Roach as Toby slides into the ground. Schleicher sends it up for the Cardinals, who pass it over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker keeps that one alive, who passes to Olsen. Over to the hands of Winner, who sends it over for the Oilers. Tipped over by Schleicher. Schleicher sets up Olsen. And it looks like Olsen's going to set up Kara Sugar for that point. 22-16 the score here. 6-point lead for the Oilers. Number 15 making her first appearance of the evening, Courtney Rolfe in for Julie Lyons. And it looks like Courtney is going to be back to serve for the Oilers. She readies her set. And it's up and over to Toby. Toby passes it to her sister, to Schleicher. Schleicher sets it over to Kara Sugar. Sugar to Rolfe. Rolfe sends it back over to the Cardinals, and it looks like Graves is going to send it over. Point Cardinals. And it looks like we're going to have a quick substitution. Andrea Roach, and it looks like Becca Shoemaker in for Julie Lyons and Rolf as well. Julie Henderson into the game for the Cardinals. And it looks like number 25, Laura Graves, is going to take a break. Number 12 back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up and over to Shoemaker, but she wasn't under it enough. And it may or may not have gone off the knee of Kara Sugar, but it just kind of falls to the ground without anything behind it. It's going to go point Cardinals. 22-18 the score. Number 12 again back to serve. Katie Campbell sends it to Sugar. Haley Olsen keeps it alive with the pass to Sugar. Sugar sends it over to the Cardinals. And Sugar just wasn't there in time for that one as she falls to the ground trying to get that, to keep that ball alive. Timeout for the Oilers, hoping not to lose this one as they did the last one. It's another close game here at the Croix, 22-19. It's going to be a tough one if the Oilers want to keep this one going. They're going to have to find an answer for this fast-paced tempo that the Cardinals keep putting at them. But so far, they seem to have an answer for just about everything that they throw at them. They need to keep a good composure out there, keep a good mindset if they want to keep this one within reach. They're only 3 points away now. 22-19, I said, is the score. And if that front court can keep doing what they've been doing all game, it looks like Nikayla Garverick is going to stay on the court, and she's going to be the tallest one out there, along with Andrea Roach, who's just been putting up one heck of an effort all night, just all over the court with offensively and defensively, just putting up a tremendous effort on both sides of the floor. And it looks like we're set to get this one started once again. Number 12, Julie Henderson, back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up and over into the hands of Sugar. Sugar passes to Olsen, who sets up Nikayla Garverick, and it's going to be blocked, but off the hands of number 6, and it's going to go out of bounds. Quick substitution. Campbell is going to go out, and it's going to go. Toby is going to go ahead in. Andrea Roach is out, and Madeline McCabe is in for the Oilers, and Maddie is going to go ahead and back, and she's going to serve. Her serve is up and over into the hands of Toby. Toby passes it off to her sister. Schleicher sends it over into the rafters, and it's going to take a weird bounce off the rafter, and it looks like nobody was ready for that one to fall as Nikayla Garverick just watched it kind of fall to the ground. Emma Schleicher back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up and over to Kara Sugar. Sugar passes to Olsen, who sends it over to Winter. And Winter's going to score on that one. 24-20 the score here. Set point for the Oilers, 24-20. As this one's coming down to the last few points again. Amanda Winter is back again to serve. Her serve is up, and it's over. Off the net into the hand of Toby. Toby passes it off to her sister. And it's almost blocked by Tong and Nikayla Garverick. And it's going to be just short of Shoemaker as she slides with the attempt. Number 2, Andrea Toby, back to serve for the Cardinals. Her serve is up and over into the hands of Shoemaker. Shoemaker passes it off to Olsen. Olsen to Tong. It's blocked. Rides off the net, back Oilers' way. Tong keeps it alive, passes it off to Winter. Winter with the pass. Tong wins the game on that quick serve. 25-21 is your final as the Cardinals take it in 4. This is a great set of games here as the Cardinals take it 3-1, and your final here is 25-21. We thank everybody for listening, and I'd like to say again a happy Veterans Day to everybody currently serving, past, present, and future. And we thank you for listening and watching UF TV. Make sure you guys stay tuned for all of your UF sports and Oiler needs.